right, so here we go. Game number 3 in our best of 3 featuring Mortal Esports and Nerf Murky for playoff week 2, the Sweet 16 of Chair League on Infernal Shrine. Mystic, what's your favorite band here, or is it still the Shield Brothers? Well, brother and sister.
Yeah, I think they're just gonna continue banning out the shields.
All
You
right.
got Task first ban and then Zarya first ban, right?
You know, it wouldn't at this point it really would not surprise me. There's the task first ban. I feel like it should surprise me a little bit, but it does not. And there's the Zarya first ban. Blizzard, shields are OP. I mean, like, when you see it this often, it's kind of like, yeah, for real, shields are OP.
Then we got the Malfurion first pick, right?
Again, would not surprise me. That has been the first 3 picks every game tonight. But maybe not. Maybe we're going to see something crazy, like a Cho'Gall strat.
Picking up those meta heroes first are always pretty good because it doesn't reveal your strategy that much because you're picking up meta heroes and you get a strong hero.
Right? I mean, I tend to agree with you, but that's not always the way we see things. So, yeah, let's see what ends up happening here.
Ooh, we got the Gul'dan pick.
That's interesting.
Insta pick Malfurion and ETC.
All right, so the ETC will be interesting to see because I feel like his recent nerfs are enough to push him kind of out a little bit. So I look forward to seeing how that goes. I hope he's not. I like playing my cow. In fact, I think that's my highest hero right now is my ETC. But I just missed the attack speed buff, honestly. So we'll have to see how this goes. And we get into new Barak again. And Sonya is probably my hands down favorite hero to see on this map at this point.
She is very strong at clearing the shrine.
Right? She's extremely strong. And a new Barak, great tank, especially if you think your opponent's going to go ability damage. And into the ban. So at this point, given the 2 drafts we have, what would you ban?
I would. They have the Gul'dan, so I might ban out Oriel here. Oriel is really good with the Gul'dan.
Okay.
Other than that, you could ban out Lucio because they could go Lucio as well. However, in my opinion, I feel like Oriel's more likely. But
Right. Okay.
they do ban out the Lucio.
That's interesting to me. That's the same thing we saw in game number 1, but the opposite. Mortal Esports ended up banning out the Lucio last time.
And for the ban for Mortal Esports, yeah, Rag is a good ban. He's still fairly strong even after the nerfs, but he's not like first pick, first ban material anymore. I would also consider Artanis an okay ban as well because he has a very easy time swapping Gul'dan when he's using his life drain.
That's a good point. That's a very good point, actually. But Ragnaros, if your front fort is up, can reach the other front fort. So I struggle with that. Like, what makes the best decision at that point? I kind of like the Ragnaros ban, but Greymane is the ban instead. That's interesting. I wonder if they're going to go a low health hero or they were afraid of Cursed Bullet.
I think they were afraid of Cursed Bullet because they do have 2 tanks. They have a noob and Sonya. And then for that, I think Nerf Murky might consider picking up the Tychus here to burn out a noob and or Sonya with his
right
tank killer abilities.
Right. That makes sense. But Tychus is still available, as is Cassia, who can go. Ooh, what level is that talent where she does 3% of the damage?
Martial Law 16.
16, right? So, both really good tank killers at this point, in my opinion. Now, Cassie is relatively new. Maybe Nerf Murky hasn't had any games on her yet. That's always the challenge in Chair League when a new hero is released. You have to have a flex player capable of playing that hero day one, or you might be facing her against you. And we did see Cassie the last game on the side of Nerf Murky, so that might be something they could play. But we see a Lunara and an Arthas.
I like the Lunara pick because she can kite a Nubarak fairly easily. She can also kite Sonya fairly easily. And with Gul'dan kind of hurting himself in order to gain more mana, it just is more damage onto the enemy team. So
Right.
the main healers are kind of banned out. So you could pick up Rhaegar here. That would be some healing against Lunara. But Lucio and Malfurion are unavailable for Mortal Esports.
But Ariel is still available, and you have a Gul'dan, and Sonya is not a slouch either. And you could pick up Vala. So you could go Ariel Vala here and have plenty of hope for Ariel to heal with. And if your team's good at clustering for that heal, you could heal the Lunara damage. I do, however, like the Arthas pick with the ETC. I like that a lot. I feel like they can synergize quite well together. But we see the Rhaegar Falstad. That's an interesting pair.
The Rhaegar Falstad. Falstad does have the global, so they have a little bit of a global presence on this map, and then they pick up Nerf Murky picks up the Tychus to round out their comp.
Those are interesting choices. I feel like Nerf Murky won this draft.
I would have to give it to them as well.
I mean, I'm not saying Mortal Esports has a poor draft, just I feel like Nerf Murky's draft is stronger. So, yeah. All right, well, with that said, for the red team Nerf Murky, we have I'm a vegan, playing Tychus, Brown Bala on the Lunara, Enigma on the ETC, Kurenai on the Malfurion, and Zara Mag on Arthas.
And for Mortal Esports, we have Jonicles on the Gul'dan, Akfula on the Anubarak, Lytail on the Rhaegar, Inni on the Sonya, and Bullet on the Falstad.
So, game number 3, this is it. Winner stays, loser goes home. There can only be one moving on to the round of 8 in Chair League Season 4 playoff series. Both Mystic and I agree Nerf Murky got the slight edge with the draft, but it's Infernal Shrines. Anything can happen. A late game win, crushing your team with a 5-man wipe can completely change what happens on this map. We've seen it happen before. We'll see it happen again. I don't know what's going to happen here, and the only way we're going to find out is wait for everybody to load in and watch the game. But with that, we are actually in the game. That looked to be much, much quicker. Let me just check which server we're on. And we are on Central, so everybody should be good to go. Everybody, of course, on the same characters they were already playing. That's why I didn't make Mystic go through having the hard names, because somehow he always gets the hard names when pronouncing everything. But here we go. All right. Game 3, winner stays and moves on to the round of 8 next week. Loser is out and done with Chair League for the season. All right, so we do have, oh, look at Sneaky and Noob looking to come in and possibly do some damage against this lower tower for Mortal Esports.
Those Beetles eating up a couple of shots.
I mean, it's worth it, but Anubarak might go down here taking a ton of damage. Oh, Poison might get him. Is he gonna? Oh, he barely gets that tap and is able to survive. That was almost a kill going, early kill going over to Nerf Murky. But missing out on a nice chunk of soak mid lane because Nerf Murky had gone 4-man into the bottom to try and deal with that. You have Arthas against Sonya in the top lane. That's actually the matchup that I would have preferred to see top lane. I think that works out better for Arthas and allows Lunara to do things like sit middle or rotate with the team. We do see a ton of damage going out onto the Gul'dan. I don't think he's going to go down here, but a ton of damage nonetheless, causing him to go back and tap. That's 2 taps in the first minute and a half of this game. Nerf Murky coming out and saying, hey, I know we lost that last game, but we really want to cause a ton of damage to you guys. And Anubarak getting caught out here. This may be the end of him. Still
once again.
Ooh, Rhaegar and his his shield, able to save him. But he does have to return, and it's going to be a bottom lane shrine to start. Oh.
Kind of unfortunate for Mortal Esports.
It is, but look at it. It's an arcane one to start as well. This could be a dead Falstad. Flew in, got rooted, and stunned. That is a dead Falstad. Nerf Murky saying, what's up? What's up, chicken? We gonna kill you.
Having KFC tonight.
Right? I was just gonna say, is it too dark to say we're eating chicken for dinner? But then you went there, so I guess not. ETC diving in on Anubarak, pushing him out of the way with that face melt and allowing the rest of Nerf Murky to continue working on the shrine. However, here comes Sonya, and if there's one thing Sonya loves, it's fighting on the shrine. She can spin for days, but she's going deep and taking a ton of poison damage. Spinning not going to save her there. ETC, however, also taking a ton of damage from that Anubarak and may go down as well. We have deaths happening all over the place. Anubarak getting really low between Leoric and, or I'm sorry, Leoric, between Lunara and Tychus, which doesn't quite combine to make Leoric, but maybe Lunicus? Ton of damage coming out from those two onto that Anubarak and securing that kill. Lunicus, I think I'm going to go with that. Alright, so huge lead. Malfurion is going to go ahead and get some mana and health and then come back out and join the rest of the team. And we do have an Arcane Punisher pushing this bottom lane for Nerf Murky. I don't think we're going to see much beyond the front wall here. It is an early Punisher, and it doesn't look like Nerf Murky is set up to try to break that wall down and help follow up a kill after the Punisher goes in, especially with Malfurion not being there to assist. So we are going to see the Punisher taking a lot of resources from Mortal Esports and the rest of Nerf Murky working down the front wall. Don't know that they're going to get the whole wall, though. It looks like they're just going to have to be happy with a tower and a half.
Well, they're trying for their shenanigans again.
They are trying for the shenanigans. They may get it. Anubarak taking a ton of damage. No Lunara to help assist with that kill, though. Lunara was soaking mid against the Falstad.
And there we see the bigger they are value right there. The burst percentage damage coming out from Tychus.
Yeah, that actually worked really, really well. Both teams almost on 7, but Nerf Murky's gets there first, and we do see cleanse on the Malfurion. We have 4 questing talents going on right now. 1 from Tychus, 2 from Arthas, and 1 from ETC. Of course, Progrock is a normal talent to pick up. I think they got a little too greedy there. They were waiting in that back vent for Mortal Esports to make a mistake, and Mortal Esports just soaked the lane instead. So I feel like that was waiting in that far vent for Mortal Esports to go after their Impaler camp might have been a little too greedy. But level 7 is now picked up for, Mortal Esports. So cleanse on both sides, that makes sense.
Oh, Rhaegar going in a bit deep.
A lot of damage coming out on him. I expect him to go down here, especially now that Lunara's joined that fight. That is a dead Rhaegar. And with that, I expect to see Nerf Murky push in on at least a couple other places. Healer down. Steal a camp. Get another kill. Push on a wall. I'm good with all those things. Sonya might be getting caught out here a little bit, but no. And the rest of Nerf Murky already in that top lane, ready to start the shrine. Although Sonya did pick up Mortal Esports' Fallen Shaman Camp, so that was good.
Yeah, we do have Sonya picking up the Whirlwind build. We don't see any of the auto-attacking talents here, which is pretty good since you're up against an Arthas, right?
I think Mortal Esports is giving this one up. They're pushing the bottom lane with a camp and with Gul'dan. Anub'arak is mid lane soaking. And Sonya's just soaking top lane. I think they're giving this shrine up. And see, I like this decision from both teams, actually. I like the decision from Mortal Esports. You know it's still an early Punisher. You can soak and try to get a lead another way, try and get 10. I like Nerf Murky leaving no one but Arthas up to work on that shrine. And I also approve of Mortal Esports finishing off that bottom fort. So I like the decisions on both teams here. I think we are going to see possibly Mortal Esports just try to pull away. ETC is almost dead. I'm not sure Rhaegar and Gul'dan are going to get in there, but...
Oh, Anub'arak coming in from behind.
Anub tried to
Fear
get
coming
in.
out.
Heroic abilities being used. Fear already out on the Lunara. I'm not sure how much Anub could get out of that with that dive from behind without the follow-up from Gul'dan there. It was a good decision, though. It made sense at the time. And now we see the start of the top lane push.
Oh, we got Syndragosa coming out, though.
Man.
All the forts are frozen, or all the structures are frozen.
That Punisher has no problem. I mean, we don't see a Punisher that healthy after jumping over like that without Syndragosa or Sylvanas, right? Ton of damage. Oh, there's a 5-man mosh pit. Mosh pit on point. Nice job, Enigma. As an ETC player, I love it when a 5-man mosh pit happens. I do expect this to be a 5-man wipe, actually. Although Rhaegar is able to get his Ancestral off on Anub, but it may not be enough. And that's a 5-man wipe with a half-health Punisher moving onto the keep wall. Mystic between Syndragosa and that mosh pit. That was a huge push. I mean, that was a ton of XP and a ton of damage just being done to Mortal Esports from Nerf Murky. I was not expecting Syndragosa. I was expecting the normal Army of the Dead, but I'm glad we see Syndragosa. Level 13 has been achieved for Nerf Murky. Talent's already coming in. Neo's
we got the cheese working out this time.
Ooh, he's barely going to get out of there. Yeah, Neo's still coding. I like that. You know, it's going to save him from Falstad, from Gul'dan, more importantly.
Yeah, a lot of that Gul'dan damage is mitigated with the Neil Steel coating.
Still looking to pick up that Anub'arak. They might get him here. Ooh,
and
they do. They, Nerf Murky has been looking for that kill on Anub'arak like 3 or 4 times now. So props to them for getting it. Gul'dan actually might be in trouble here, able to get away after Arthas rooted him in place. And, you know, Nerf Murky just looking to crank up the pressure at this point. Looking to steal Mortal Esports' Fallen Shaman Camp from them. I like everything about this decision except for... Well, I guess they're using Lunara's Wisp and the scouting drone to scout instead of ETC. I like that decision, though. Now maybe push bottom and look to get this bottom fort. Or not bottom, rather mid. But we do have Sonya bottom lane grabbing the Impaler's bottom lane. So we might just see grab all the camps happen. Alright, Lunara going to clear the bottom camp out.
Is Tychus and Arthas going to take this Impaler? No, they're not. They're just going to set up on the shrine.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to figure out, if they might go in and grab the camp or might just grab the shrine and be ready to start it. And it looks like the shrine is definitely the answer they're going with. But with Mortal Esports not having 13, I'm not sure they want to rush in on this. Oh, there's a 13, so I guess it doesn't matter. Talents are available now and picked up. So we are on the same tier. Nice little 3-man stun from a new Brack.
Got the corruption going out.
Falstad did
You
just
keep
fly
going.
down. So Gust is down and available. ETC trying to save that Mosh. Tyke is popping his Odin and looking to put in a ton of damage. Sonya in the back line just spinning though.
The poison getting to her now too, though. There's just so much damage coming out from Nerf Murky.
And they are up 22-9 skeletal defenders right now. Oh, Sonya getting really low. She may go down here. Yes, indeed. Spinning is not going to heal you enough when you have that much Lunara damage coming out on you, along with Tychus, Arthas, and Malfurion. I guess ETC was swinging his axe a little bit. 15 versus 13. I do, if Nerf Murky plays this right, they could have 16 while they push with this Punisher. And Syndragosa is up, so I fully expect Arthas to pop that Syndragosa again. Looks like he's setting up for it. Is he going to, or is he...
He might save it for the next one. Yeah, for the keep. Because they're going to get this one fairly easily.
They are, but a ton of damage coming out on the Immortal because of that.
I mean, it's really greedy, but I think, yeah, they're going to save it.
Well, I mean, this could work out, right? Because the rest of Mortal Esports is going to try and pull it over right
Here
now.
It comes. Oh, yeah, there it goes.
There it goes.
Oh, he got stunned out of it by the... Oh,
He just got it. But, you know, they waited so long and that the Punisher took so much damage. I don't know how much they're going to be able to follow up. Sonya looking to spin to stay alive, but is going to go down. Nice gust by Falstad to push the rest of Nerf Murky back. But it may be too late. Falstad taking a ton of damage. One-man mosh pit on the Rhaegar actually helps, and that's going to be a kill on the Rhaegar following that Twilight Dream. Falstad going down with no heals. A new Barak as well, and Rhaegar just in the back line like, what do I do? This is game. I don't know that Rhaegar can save it. Sonya will be up in 4, 3, 2, 1, but I don't know that she's going to be able to stop this. Sonya not even leaving the Storm Hall, just sitting there. That is game number 3. Going over to Nerf Murky. They are going to win this round and move on to the best, or the round of 8 in Chair League Season 4's playoffs. Congratulations, Nerf Murky.